In a quiet corner of a busy train station where most people rush past without making eye contact, a kind-hearted woman faced a moment that would test her humanity. She had very little to her name, just enough money to get through the day. That last $10 in her wallet was meant for food or a ticket home. Yet, when she noticed a stranger sitting alone, looking exhausted, confused, and clearly in distress, something in her heart refused to ignore him. The man didn't beg or demand help. He simply explained that he had missed his train, lost his wallet, and had no way to get home. His voice carried embarrassment more than desperation. The woman hesitated for a brief moment, fully aware that helping him would mean sacrificing her own comfort. Still, she remembered how it feels to be helpless, unseen, and alone. Without expecting anything in return, she handed him her last $10. That simple act was not driven by wealth, status, or obligation. It was driven by pure compassion. In that moment, she chose kindness over fear, empathy over self-preservation. She walked away unsure of how she would manage the rest of her day, but her conscience felt lighter. What she didn't know was that this small decision, made in a desperate moment, was about to change her life forever. Her story reminds us that true generosity is not about how much we give, but how much it costs us. Even in our hardest moments, choosing compassion can create ripples far greater than we ever imagine. To the woman at the train station, the stranger looked like someone life had been unkind to. His clothes were worn, his shoulders slumped, and his eyes carried the weight of exhaustion. He blended perfectly into the background of the station, just another forgotten face among many. There was nothing about him that suggested success, wealth, or power. In fact, everything about his appearance told a story of loss and struggle. What she could not see was the truth hidden behind his silence. The man was not broke at all. He was a millionaire who had deliberately stripped away all signs of his wealth to observe something far more valuable than money: human kindness. Disillusioned by people who treated him differently once they knew his status, he wanted to know how strangers behaved when there was nothing to gain. As he sat there quietly watching the world pass by, most people ignored him. Some avoided eye contact. Others looked at him with suspicion or discomfort. Each reaction confirmed what he had feared. That compassion had become rare. Then the woman stopped. She listened. She helped. Not because she expected a reward, but because she genuinely cared. In that moment, her kindness shattered his assumptions. Her simple gesture stood in sharp contrast to the indifference he had witnessed all day. While she walked away thinking she had helped a man in need, he remained seated, deeply moved. Her act had passed his unspoken test, not of money but of humanity. Unbeknownst to her, this encounter was not over. The stranger's hidden identity meant that her small act of kindness was about to return to her in a way she could never have anticipated, proving that true character is revealed when no one is watching. After lending her last $10, the woman returned to her daily life with no expectations and no regrets. She didn't tell anyone about what she had done, nor did she wait for gratitude or recognition. To her, it was simply the right thing to do. She believed that kindness, even when it goes unnoticed, still matters. What she didn't realize was that her small sacrifice had already set something extraordinary in motion. Days later, fate stepped in. She received an unexpected message that left her stunned. The stranger from the train station had found her, but this time, he was no longer dressed like a man in need. Standing before her was a confident, well-dressed individual who revealed the truth about who he really was: a self-made millionaire. He explained how her compassion, given without hesitation when she herself had almost nothing, had deeply moved him. What followed was beyond anything she could have imagined. He didn't just repay the $10. He offered her opportunities that would change the course of her life: financial support, a new job, and guidance that opened doors she had never dreamed of entering. More importantly, he restored her faith that goodness is never wasted. This life-changing turn of fate proved a powerful truth. Genuine kindness carries a value far greater than money. When given sincerely, it has the power to come back multiplied, not always in the same form, but in ways that transform lives. Her story became a reminder that even the smallest acts of compassion can create miracles when least expected.